this season alone, I pulled my bike out, usually in April out here. You can get the bikes out. It's cold, but usually that's when the roads start to dry up a bit, and it's still sandy and sketchy, like you don't get to ride every day. And obviously it's still chilly out here, but usually in April is when it's a good time to start pulling the bikes out. No, that's not the one I want. So between April and now, it's the 4th of September, I can say I've easily put between 8,000 and 10,000 kilometers on my bike. I ride it so much. I love riding. I love riding. I love riding. Is this the one? No. No, good. This is the one. So any chance I get, I'm out there. And like I said, if I'm not riding, I'm tinkering or working on changing the oil, cleaning it, doing maintenance, whatever. Or watching YouTube videos on riding stuff. Or daydreaming about riding. Or planning what I'm going to do to my bike next. I wonder if I can get in there. Yeah, I can. And let's get me out of there. Yeah, down by the pier here, it's a pretty sweet spot. I like coming down here sometimes. Sometimes I'll come down here, have a smoke, watch, chill by the water, and do my thing. Nice little spot. Yeah, dream bike. I love motorcycles. I'm always daydreaming about what my next bike's gonna be. If I could, I'd own multiple bikes. Happily. What's up, brother? I love motorcycles, and there's so many awesome bikes out there. Obviously, I drive metric. There's a lot of people that are, you know, open-minded, and bikes are bikes. There's a lot of guys that are like, it's got to be a cruiser. There's a lot of guys that it's got to be a sport bike. There's a lot of guys like Harley only, American made. I don't care where the bike comes from. I'm preferential to certain brands and certain models. But when it comes to what you ride, if I'm going to ride with guys, as long as it's a good group of dudes that, you know, enjoy riding like I do, I don't care what they're on. I ride with guys with sport bikes, ride with guys with cruisers. It makes no difference to me. Metric, American made, Harleys, you know, Victories, you know, bikes are bikes, they're all awesome. There's so many bikes that I would wish I could own. So many I'm considering for when my truck is paid off. That's my big plan. That's my short-term goal. Find a brand new bike, the exact bike I want, everything I want on it my way. And I've got a lot of bikes in the running for that. Constantly watching videos, looking at reviews. Now that if I get the opportunity, now I'll go on test rides like I did with those Harleys. And the Harleys I did. And just seeing what my next bike will be. Because it's a lot harder when you love all bikes to narrow it down. So, but in no particular order, I love Yamaha. I love Yamaha. I love my Virago. If the Bolt had a bigger motor, like a 1200 or bigger, that would probably be in the running for like top bike. I love the style, I love the size, I fit on them great. It's a 950, which is a little small for the kind of riding I do, especially when I got the old lady on the back, or if some of the guys I cruise with have like 1500, 1600 cc bikes, and they like to haul ass. And keeping up on a 750, especially the Shadow. The Shadow has a lot more torque, so it's a lot easier to keep up with them than say the Virago. The Virago is all high end. So once I got up to say 70 kilometers an hour, she wanted to fucking pull. But getting up there, she wasn't quite as fast. I noticed with this, even though it's a 750, she's got more torque. And so getting up to speed is a little easier. So keeping up with the bigger boys is a lot easier. So that's the only downside to the Bolt that I see. Just the engine, like 950 is not a bad size engine, but for the kind of riding I do, and you know, I need something bigger. I don't want to go much smaller than, you know, an 1100, 1200 cc engine. The V-Star 1300 Deluxe, I love. Beautiful bike. Really big, I'd have to get it lowered just for my personal comfort because of the weight. But I love the V-Star 1300. The downside to that is I definitely have to get it lowered, and to do the kind of mods I would want to do to it would be a lot trickier, such as, you know, the kind of handlebars I want, and I'd have to get it painted, all that kind of stuff. Like, it would get expensive, and I have a hard time finding parts. Like, finding metric parts is tricky. I know Yamaha does cater to some aftermarket stuff, their own brand stuff, but it's not like when you buy a Harley, you know, you could throw a rock and hit 20 different just dealers that sell Harley parts or some kind of aftermarket part for Harley. So that she's another nice bike though. I love the 950 V-Star Tourer, but again, it's a 950. It's a small engine. If I was gonna go with a bagger, top of my list is the Victory Cross Country. I love that bike. Beautiful bike. Great. You can order the bars, the tall ape bars, ape hanger bars. You can order for it. Right from the factory. It looks like a show bike. Just the lines are amazing. Yeah. So for bagger, if I was gonna go with a bagger as a brand new bike, like my next bike, I was gonna go with, stay right there, bud. If I was gonna buy a bagger, it would be a Victory Cross Country. Is at the top of my list. 1300 Deluxe is up there. If I was gonna go with, you know, smaller kind of bike, the Bolt is in line, but I would probably go with the Sportster 48 because I fit on them perfect. And the only thing I'd really do the obvious stuff like exhaust would be put a passenger seat and a tall sissy bar. I love the look of them. I love the handlebars. I would prefer like a taller, like a Biltwell's, like Chumps bars on it. But I also love the tracker bars. If I could put a set of higher risers on them, I absolutely would. I don't believe you can. I think they're built into the triple tree, but I don't know, that's something I'd have to look into more. Sportster 48 definitely is a dream bike. The 72 is pretty sweet too. It would be hard choosing between the two, but I think the 48 is more, I lean more towards the 48. Realistically, my next bike would probably be Dyna Street Bob or Lowrider. Primarily because they've got the look I want. The things I would do to them, parts-wise, the mods I'd make, are easy to get. And obviously they got the big tanks for touring around. Like the downside to the Sportsters would be, you know, the 2.2 peanut tanks. I love the look of them. I know you can replace them with 883 tanks or other tanks, but I wouldn't want to. I love the look of those peanut tanks. They're just so small. And the kind of riding I do, it just wouldn't lend itself well to the distance when I do trips and, you know, go on some of the rides I go on. Some of the buddies I ride with, some of the boys live out far. It takes, you know, 40 minutes to get out just to meet up to them, and then we take off from there. And yeah, so the smaller peanut tank doesn't really, that's the one downside to the Sporties. But the Street Bob and the Lowrider, they've got huge tanks, and you know, they're like the total package for me for what I'm looking for. I'm pretty confident one of the two of those will be my next bike. I'm really torn between the Dyna and the Sporty, but I think I'd more likely would buy a Dyna. It's got the power, it's got a 6th gear for long distance, it's got the bigger tank for long distance. You know, the mods I do to it are easy to do, and the parts are easy to come by. And you know, I think it would be more comfortable when I'm getting the wife on the back and taking her for a ride too. The bigger, strong, you know, bigger motor. So, but yeah, those are just a handful of the bikes I'm looking at. There's a Victory Octane. That's a sweet bike. Victory Octane's a sweet bike. But, you know, I love Yamaha bikes. V-Stars, the older V-Stars are amazing. Like Brumbo rides a 650 V-Star. I can't believe that because he seems like a big dude. But he says he's got no problems riding it. I'd never go that small personally. You know, I ride a 750 and I find it too small. But the old style V-Stars like that I love. The 1100 Custom and the 1100 Classic are beautiful bikes. The new V-Stars, the 950 Tour and the 1300 Deluxe, those are sweet bikes. Maintenance-wise, they're definitely easier to work on. Metrics are definitely easier bikes to work on. You know, I'm not mechanically inclined. I've never done an oil change on my personal vehicle, but I've done several on my bikes. I've done several maintenance-related repairs on my bikes. I've done mods, I've changed bars, I've changed exhausts with the help of my buddies. All that stuff. I've done more work to bikes than I have to cars. And it's something I'm willing to learn on, which is something about Harleys is, you know, there's more moving parts literally, which means more maintenance, which I'm willing to accept as a small downside, considering between the Sportsters and the Dynas, they've got more of the total package, the total whatever I'm looking for, you know, in my next bike purchase. Having a little extra maintenance to do with a small price to pay. There's more stuff that I can learn about it. You know, on rainy days I could be out there doing oil changes or, you know, modding the bike, doing whatever. And it's enjoyable to me. That's one of the aspects of owning a motorcycle that you have to accept. You know, it's going to be maintenance. You got to take care of it so it'll take care of you. You know, your bike's running good, she's not going to break down on you when you're out and about. So you got to take care of it, keep up on your maintenance. I find that stuff enjoyable. Over the summer, you know, there's nothing for me to grab a beer in the evening or 6 and do an oil change on my bike or throw it on the jack and clean and lube my chain, you know, all that kind of stuff. I love doing it. I love working on my bike, throwing some music and off I go. Ooh, I'm gonna take this road here. Yeah, I enjoy the maintenance. So I mean, accepting that Harley, you know, there's a little more maintenance involved because there's literally more moving parts to get all that stuff going. It's a small price to pay because, you know, it's got the look I'm looking for. There's certain aspects of the aesthetics that I want. You know, there's the engine sizes, there's the physical size, having the option of the 2-up seating, you know, being able to modify it, customize it, make it my own. Not that I'm going to be chopping fenders and stuff like that. That's far beyond my skill level. But swapping out parts and other stuff to that effect is definitely stuff that I'll be doing. And, you know, like I said, I love Yamahas, but I'm pretty confident Harley is going to be my next bike purchase.